Why did you become a teacher?
For the paycheck. Said no one ever.
Hey there, it's Hannah Williams from Salary Transparency, and welcome to our new show, The Break Room. Today, we're at the Capital One Cafe in Anacostia in Washington, D.C., and we're talking to teachers.
Why is burnout so prevalent amongst teachers? Why are they leaving the profession?
It's a lot. We're not only teachers.
Yeah.
We're psychologists.
We're counselors.
And we're a mom.
Nurses.
And we're parents. And I mean, it's a lot to take in. At the end of the day, I always feel like I ran a marathon. Hi, my name is Marjorie. I work at Montgomery County.
Hi, I'm Robin, and I teach first grade at West Lawn Elementary School.
I'm Megan, and I teach 6th grade math, science, and social studies for Fairfax County Public Schools.
Hi, my name's Daniel, and I teach middle school chorus.
I make $74,000.
I make $80,000.
I make $50,000.
I make $66,000.
Just going back to burnout, I just feel like a lot of it is parent relationships. If you don't have good, strong parent relationships, that's so hard. It makes every day so hard because you don't know what's being said about you when you're not there. Just like the parents don't know what's being said about them when they're not there, you know?
Yep.
I feel like your team relationships, if that's wonky, showing up every day,
That's
horrible.
it hurts. It's a struggle. Admin relationships, if you feel like you're not supported by them, you feel like you're at a constant battle against the person that's supposed to have your back, you know? And all of those things just make it so hard. And I feel like none of what we just said has to do with kids.
No.
None of it has to do with we don't want to
It's
show
not
up
their
for the
fault.
kids.
No.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
never
the kids'
that.
fault.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything.
Yeah, they show up just like we show up.
Well,
They're the part of the job that usually brings me the most energy.
yeah.
They didn't do anything for the most part, but some of their behavior has gotten so bad that they kind of did do something. But
Yeah.
that's almost not their fault.
It's not their fault.
I mean, as a high school teacher,
Yeah.
these kids sometimes are 18 and 19, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can say it's because it's a little bit their fault too. I mean, I know they have things in the background that we don't see, right?
Yeah.
Many times something's happening and we don't know it, and you try to reach out and create that relationship.
Yeah.
But that does not always happen.
Yeah.
So you can get disrespect, you can get mean stares.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt afraid of students.
Yeah. Oh,
And way larger, bigger than me.
Yeah.
I mean, so sometimes it can be hard, you know.
I feel like it's so important though when you are afraid of students that you have that upper support then
Yes.
to help you,
Oh.
or you have that relationship with the parents, because I think
Definitely.
that's where the burnout is created. It's you're afraid of this kid, I don't want to go to work anymore, I'm done. Let me go to do another job, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Versus right now, if I have a problem with a parent or a student, I can turn around to my admin and be like,
Yep.
hey yo.
And they're there to
And they're there,
actually,
yeah.
back you up.
Yeah.
And it feels really good.
It feels great. Are teachers set up to fail given the lack of resources available in many school districts? No. And I'm going to say that only because my admin is amazing. Shout out to them. You guys know who you are. They're just so good. They would never let us fail. And if we were getting to a point where we felt like we were failing, they would jump in and they'd be there for us without a single doubt. So I don't feel that way.
I feel like it's almost resource agnostic to me whether I felt like that I've been set up to fail. It's almost always the other adults that make or break a job.
Yeah.
So your administration, your team, even just other teachers in the building and the culture within the building,
Yeah.
and all the way to parents, the adults tend to make or break whether it feels like you can do all the things you need
Like
to
you're
do to
succeeding
succeed.
or failing, yeah.
For me, we had kind of a revolving door of admin at the beginning of this year. So at the beginning of the year, I was feeling like I was kind of set up to fail, and I was a little scared. But now that we have really stable admin and we know who our admin is for the rest of this year, it's feeling really solid.
I do feel the system is set up for us to fail our kids, if that makes sense.
So you feel like the system's set up for the kids to fail?
Yes, not us.
Okay.
Not us. I feel we're not preparing them as we were supposed to. And me being in high school, I see it every day. It's very frustrating. And it's like, why are we still failing these kids?
Yeah.
And it's not like we're not doing the job or someone is not letting us do our job, but sometimes because we are inside a system, we have to follow some things that us as teachers know this is not supposed to be this way, but we have to do it. And for me, from my perspective, since I've been working in the US only 3 years, with the resource things, to me, it's amazing. The amount of resources these kids have. They are so privileged. I wish they could know this and they could see it, because I don't think they understand how privileged they are when we're talking about resources, because I come from a different country in Latin America where resources are not there. I mean, literally the buildings are falling apart. So yes, I'm grateful for the resources. I don't feel I'm failing or we're set up to fail, but I do think that we're failing these kids.
Yeah, I think you definitely see the top end of it where they are getting to high school and realizing, oh man, I don't know how to do these things.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm almost done with high school. What am I gonna do?
But they don't know how to do a percentage.
Yeah, and that's what they learn in
high school.
That's a 6th grade standard that
They
I
don't know.
teach.
They
Fractions,
don't know.
decimals, and percents is one of my math units, and that's horrifying because it's something I drill all year.
A lot of basic skills don't get practiced past that point.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Like, I have students who theoretically should be just fine at writing me full sentences for like reflections and things. But I will read a sentence and have to read it like 4 or 5 times to understand what they meant because it's structured so poorly.
Yes. But I can say that that's happening to the high school kid, like the college kids as well. Like we've had student teachers come in and we're like, we don't know what you're trying to say. Your lesson plan is not making sense. You know, and we have to sit down and be like, this is a 7th grade standard. Being able to write a sentence.
And you're in college.
College,
Like you're
yeah.
supposed to, like seniors and grad students are the ones student teaching.
Yeah.
Or the ones student teaching. So like they should
It's been a struggle.
very much be able to write in full and complete sentences that they
Make
can articulate.
sense?
Yeah, that make sense and that are able to articulate what they are trying to accomplish.
Yeah. Who's up next?
How can we as a society better support teachers?
Understand that our job is hard.
Yes.
Stop trying to like dilute it and make it seem like it's easy.
Stop saying, oh, you get summers off.
Yeah, like
Because
what?
we don't get paid
Listen,
for those summers. They're
no.
not just summers off. We are 195
You have
day
a job.
contract employees. At least I know that the 3 of us are.
I'm essentially unemployed for
For
2
the
months
entire
of the
summer.
year.
Exactly.
No, you
Unless
should be
I-
happy about that.
Unless I
No,
find
obviously
another
we're supposed
job.
to be elated.
Well, don't get me wrong. I think we need it because I feel I would go crazy without that break,
Yes.
because I
Absolutely.
do need that break.
Guys, I'm the crazy person and I do summer school every single year.
I,
So I
Do
get
ESY?
No,
Oh, God.
I do Bridge Decay so that I can
Okay.
get the kids that are coming to me.
Right.
So I have literally a 2-week break, which now they have lovely put in that mandatory
Yeah,
training.
that,
so now I
the
have a
basal training.
1-week break, and so it's fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
I-
what I did last summer because I wasn't teaching like school, but I was teaching a summer camp, and the 1 week on one end and 1 week on the other, I was like, ah!
Yeah, it's not enough.
No.
I did summer school the summer after I student taught.
Yeah.
Into my first year,
Yeah.
and I was teaching kindergarten through 2nd grade, and I don't know, I feel like some summer schools are built different than others because my sister who's also a teacher, will do them, and she's drained, and I'm like, this is the best. For the K through 2, it's half days. I'd see like 3 groups of kids that were like 15 at most.
Yeah.
But that's a small district summer school versus like a big district summer school where it's very like rigid and structured.
Yeah. I feel like another way that the society can help support us is like the behavior of children. Like it starts at home, y'all.
It
like
really does.
it starts at home and then it comes into our classrooms and we try our best to handle it and to manage all those littles, but like
Yes.
that's hard.
If I tell you that something happens in my classroom, please believe me
Right?
and
Yeah.
not the 12-year-old child.
Right?
I have no reason to just
To lie.
to
Why would
tell
I?
you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell you anything
Make
if
this story up.
why would I make it up?
Like
And
if I
9 times out of 10, if I contact home, it's because something new has happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something
So-
big has happened.
It's something where like I need you to know that this happened. I probably need your help.
Yeah.
And student usually wouldn't do this thing, so I need help fixing a problem before it becomes a real problem.
Yeah.
And if this is a repeat offense and I am contacting you repeatedly, then I need you to actually answer and not block me.
Oh yeah, I've been blocked. I've had kids tell
Fortunately,
me mom blocked me.
I've never been blocked, but I have been mushed to my face.
Oh.
Mushed. I was like, thank you so much. If I want to keep my job, I need to leave this space right now.
Well, I think that's
Yeah.
the parents' part, but as society, I do believe that they need to try and understand more what we do and educate themselves about how education works and what we do inside the classrooms. Because I believe they don't see how important or sometimes difficult it is to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And I believe that once society is able to understand that, they will start looking at us with much
But
more
do you
respect.
believe that?
Another really good way to support teachers would be better compensation. I know that our district is working towards it, but it's
I just feel like in general, a lot of us are coming into this profession with a master's degree or more.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you look at any other profession where you're required to have a master's degree and understand this much, you're getting paid for the degree that you have. Like, you're getting paid for, like, you know, the knowledge that you have. And I just feel like our profession does not.
yeah.
Ever.
The lack of room for growth too is really odd.
Yes.
Like the only way to get like a big jump in pay is to become an admin, and that's a completely different job.
Or
Yeah.
to go from not having your master's to getting your master's, and then to
And
go
that's
from
still
not having your master's to getting your PhD or something.
Yeah.
And if you have a PhD, why are you teaching? And you're not like in central office or something insane like that.
Maybe they do it for the kids.
For the kids. Is increased technology in the classroom a net positive or negative for learning outcomes?
To me, it's good and bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's good because you get to do amazing things now in the classroom, teaching-wise, and with them, you can learn, teach them how to use technology responsibly too. You know, like, it's not only, you know, social media.
Yeah.
There's other things you can learn and use technology. But then these kids are addicted to their phone. Like, it's crazy. It's sad too. It makes me very sad because they're not really learning. They're not learning how to memorize, which is crazy because me growing up, memorizing was like, oh, that's the only thing you could do.
Yeah.
But now they can't even memorize simple things because they are always trying to get their phone. How can I, you know, hide it and put it like down here? I'm like, what are you looking down there that's so interesting?
Yeah, right.
Because they're like this. So that to me, it's draining.
Yeah.
It's draining. It takes a lot of my energy trying to keep them away from their phones.
I mean, we don't have phones in first grade.
It's beautiful.
It's really nice. We enjoy it. But I can say, like, as far as like computers are concerned, I have been able to see we have programs now that are computer based where you can check their progress, which has been really helpful for me because I can see without having to pull a kid one-on-one, like what they're struggling with and like where they need more support and things like that. So that is a positive. I can be like, oh, you still don't understand how to blend CVC words, right? Like, let's talk about that. Now I can pull you to me and we can talk about it together. So that is a positive. I can say being able to text their parents quickly is a positive. Like, I was telling my kids a story about like how I got in trouble and my teachers had to send me a note home and they were like, why a note? Why would you ever have a note? And I was like, well, because we didn't have phones, we couldn't really text like that. And the kids were like, oh, weird. And they're like, they'll come up to me and they'll be like, can you send a video of my, like, to my mom of me doing this? And I'm like, sure, you know, and then I can do that. Like, I can send a quick video to their parents and it's just nice. It's like a nice little check-in to their grown-ups every day.
I think the best thing that my school has is that because my sixth graders, they try and use their phones, but they're better about it just because they're in an elementary school. They love their laptops though.
Yeah.
Anytime we're supposed to be doing something school.
Do you guys have Lightspeed?
Oh, we
Yes.
sure do.
Yeah.
We sure do have Lightspeed. I looked at what one of them was doing the other day, and they were on Zillow.
Yep.
My 11-year-old student was on Zillow.
Doing some house research.
Yeah, apparently it was for a project for their advanced academic like lab class. No, it actually was. I asked the teacher, but they had to look up a job on Indeed.
Okay, fair.
So I saw a bunch of them on Indeed and a bunch of them on Zillow. Looking at a house that is $600,000 that I know you can't afford.
You can't afford that?
It's kind of insulting too because they're more interested in other teachers' class.
They're like,
Why did you become a teacher?
for the paycheck. Said no one ever.
Obviously, it was for all the big bucks.
To make that money.
Yeah, right? Rolling it.
Yeah.
I became a teacher just because I really liked kids and I liked seeing those aha moments, like when they get excited when they figure something out finally. So like definitely teaching younger kids, teaching kindergarten, first grade, like you get to see so much of that and it's just so sweet.
My first like big moment, I remember one of my best friends, when I told him, oh, I want to be a chemist. He was like, why? You wouldn't get to talk about your job hardly ever with almost anyone.
Yeah.
You love talking about the things you like. You love like sharing information and just like absolutely going in on a big conversation about how something works. Do a job that does that, like being a teacher or something. Like that was like an off the top of his head example of something I could do, and I was like, oh crap, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, might as well.
For me, it was because I get paid to talk all day, but the caveat is that no one listens to me.
Well, what grade do you teach?
6th. They don't listen to me ever.
Really?
No.
I love sixth graders. I
I
think
love
there's
my
something
sixth
so, like,
graders.
sassy and fun about them.
Oh yeah, they are sassy and fun, and I adore them, but they don't listen to me for the most part. But like, I love teaching 6th grade.
Yeah.
Like, actually.
For me, I didn't choose teaching at all. I went to study medicine. I went into biology because I wanted to be a pediatrician. But then math came along, and it was like, nope, not for me. So I ended up studying literature. But then one professor said, hey, are you looking for a job? There's like a part-time thing, an opening in this school. Are you interested in like teaching Spanish? And then I went into school and I realized I really, really liked it. I liked how you can make kids go like, oh wow, I didn't know that. Really? Yeah. And then they come in the next day like, you know, that thing you were saying yesterday, I went to do some research and I learned this and that, you know, and it's like, oh wow, I can really make changes, a change in people with this job.
Yeah.
And I ended up really like loving it because I love it. I love it.
Seeing the changes that you can make in the kids is probably like the biggest reward.
Yeah, for sure.
Yay!
Yay!
Thanks for watching The Break Room.
A common trend we've noticed in our street interviews is that teachers around the country are not as competitively compensated as you would assume. Some people say it's because they only work 9 months, but then we learn that they're also teaching at summer camp, that they are working 12 months out the year. There's a lot of misconceptions about what it's like to be a teacher, so it was really exciting to hear from 4 different teachers about their experiences and what it's really like in their profession. If you like this episode, don't forget to like and comment. We'd love to hear your feedback and what you're liking and not liking from the series. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of The Break Room. We'll see you next week. Bye.